my life is simplified, I feel a lot less stress and anxiety. In today's video, I wanted to give you my best tips and hacks to live a simple life. The first one is to simplify your finances. The best thing I have found is having all of my bills on auto pay. I do not want to have to worry if something is not paid. I think that adds so much stress. So having everything on auto pay and then just checking your account throughout the week really simplifies getting all your bills paid. Another thing I like to do is think about purchases before I purchase them. I used to be an impulse purchaser, and this really got me in trouble for a while because I would just purchase things. Now I add it to my cart and I think about it for a day or two, and most times I don't get that item, especially with bigger purchases. I feel like this is really important to think about it before you make a purchase. I also try to minimize subscriptions. These are so easy to forget about, and a year later you realize you paid for it for a whole year and you were barely using that subscription. So if it's ones that you're really using, they're handy, but if not, you definitely want to limit the amount of subscriptions that you have. Next thing I like to do is journaling. Now, when journaling became popular, maybe like a year or two ago, everyone was talking about it, and I kind of thought it sounded kind of cringe, like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to like write out everything. Like, does it really work? It 100% works. Well, for me, it does. I highly recommend trying it. If you're going through something, like the other week I was really going through something at work, I kind of just word vomited everything I was going through and I felt so much better. And here's the thing. Yes, I have family and friends, but sometimes you don't need to bombard them with every little thing in your life. And there's just some things you want to keep private. So this is a good way to just word vomit everything you're going through and you will feel so much better. And I have this as sloppy as possible. Like, I don't want anyone to be able to read what I have. So it's my personal information. So don't worry about like writing nice. Just have it sloppy and just kind of word vomit anything you're going through, because we have so many thoughts every day. This really helps. Journaling is so good. Live in gratitude. Now, I did not always live in gratitude, and it has been life-changing. If you appreciate the little things in life, you will feel so much happier. I cannot even tell you. I used to just be like, why me? Why is this happening to me? And now, once you switch your mind to the positive of the good things you have, like your health, I feel good today. I have a roof over my head. This cup of coffee is amazing. Like, the simple things in life, you will be so much happier. I was reading an article the other day and it said billionaires don't feel fulfillment in their life because they don't live in gratitude. Now, I'm not saying all billionaires feel this way, but the ones that aren't happy, they're looking for like the next big thing, like the yacht, the buy, the purchase, like buy a property, what they're going for next, and they don't feel fulfilled because they don't live in gratitude. Now, again, not all of them feel that way, and obviously they have lots of good stuff. But if you switch your mind to gratitude, you will always be happy, even when things are not as good. And again, I did not always do this. So if you're working on this, I highly recommend living in gratitude. You will feel so much better. Declutter and organize your space. This definitely helps with stress and anxiety. When you start to get busy throughout the week, if you have a place for things, you know where they are, not all your flat surfaces are covered with stuff and you can't find anything, your stress and anxiety will be way down. This is truly life-changing. One of the main things I do on my channel, but definitely it makes you feel so much less stress. You will have a purpose throughout your day. You will know where everything is and you will feel so much better. Learn to say no and not take on so much. I have definitely tried to work on this the last few years and I feel so much better. Now, I will say sometimes there's weeks of things you can't get out of, but even scheduling like appointments, if I have like 3 or 4 appointments that week, I know I'm already going to be overwhelmed. So I will try to put it for next week, or if I'm going to make plans with a friend, okay, I already have a lot of plans this week. Let's try to do it the following week or whenever I'm free. But basically, not overpacking your schedule is going to give you a lot less stress and anxiety. Limit your time on your phone and social media. Now, I know you've heard this one, but I wanted to break it down a little bit further because I hear people say this and I still see them on social media all the time. I mean, it's really crazy how you can go from Instagram to TikTok to Pinterest to checking the weather to, checking your calendar and then back to social media. Like, it is information overload. And even though you feel like you're just scrolling, you're taking in all that information. So I have found sometimes when I'm bouncing all around, I will start to feel anxiety. And then I put my phone down for like 30 minutes. I'll set a timer. and I feel so much better. And even I don't go on Instagram, or I do more TikTok, but I try to limit that as well. But when I see the numbers throughout the week, it still is like too much for me. So I'm still working on this. I think a lot of people are, but definitely I feel like the less time on there, the more you're going to get done. And yeah, there's so many great things on social media, but if it's overwhelming you, you definitely have to cut back. But not on YouTube. Definitely YouTube. Still stay on YouTube. YouTube, I actually feel like is very informative, and like I feel inspired. Same with Pinterest. I don't feel drained. Instagram, I definitely feel drained. TikTok has its moments, but I could even feel drained on there. You have to limit your time, or you could like go down a rabbit hole. So definitely pick what is good for you, and definitely limit your screen time. Create a to-do list of your week and your day. If I don't write it down, it most likely will not get done. I even write little tasks that I need to get done because I will forget. Another thing I'm working on is not everything has to be done in one day. I'm like, okay, that's not as important. I could probably get that done tomorrow. So I will prioritize my to-do list, but to me, if I don't write it down, it will not get done. Create a capsule wardrobe. Getting good basics is truly life-changing. I feel so much more calm in my closet. I did a whole closet declutter. I really recommend decluttering your closet, but getting staple pieces that you can wear over and over again that are good quality and can really just go with multiple outfits is truly life-changing, because once you have those, you don't have to buy as much stuff. You don't have to buy as many clothes and shoes. The younger me would buy so many clothes and shoes. I've just realized you don't need it. Yes, it's still fun to add a few pieces here and there, but you do not need so much stuff. So definitely once you declutter, you realize you really don't need it. Prioritize yourself over anyone else. I have definitely worked on this the last few years. I did not live like as much as I do now. I have realized you have to put yourself first over anyone else. Now, obviously, everyone's situation is different. If you're a mom, like there's certain situations where you might feel like you're giving up yourself for somebody, but really, you cannot show up as a good mom, a good friend, for anyone else if you do not prioritize yourself. So you should be your main priority. Prioritize your sleep schedule. I am so about sleep. I feel like even if I'm an hour off, I can feel it. I try to go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time. I find, or maybe sleep in for like 1 hour, but if it's more than that, I kind of feel groggy. So I go to bed at 10 p.m., 10 to 11, and I usually wake up around 6 or 7. 7 is the latest. So definitely prioritize sleep, because sleep should come before anything else, because then you cannot get anything done if you don't have good sleep. Live in the present. So we can't focus on the past, or we can't really focus so much what's going to happen in the future. We have to embrace what is now. Now, again, I did not always do this one as well. And I used to be like, what's next? Where am I going to work next? Who am I going to meet? What am I going to do? Now I'm like, okay, I'm just going to enjoy my life now. I'm going to focus on all the good things I have now. Even if it's not, I don't have everything I want right now, but I'm going to focus on now what is good in my life and focus on the positive. If you get in that positive mindset, you will embrace what your situation is now. Because I guarantee years from now, you're going to look back and be like, oh, that was so nice when that was going on, or when I had this. And you're going to miss this time that you have right now. Focus on your own goals. It's so easy to compare, but you really never know what someone's going through. And even on social media, it's really easy to compare certain people and their lifestyle. I can guarantee you most of that stuff is fake. I've seen it so many times. Or if they're overly trying to portray something, maybe the opposite is going on behind closed doors. So anyways, just stay in your own lane. You will be so much happier just focusing on yourself. Simplify your schedule. So this kind of goes back to the to-do list, but try not to multitask too much. I think as females, we will like kind of bounce back and forth, and I'm actually really good at multitasking, but it does become overwhelming when you do it too much. So again, trying to simplify your schedule and not doing too much at one time, you will feel a lot more happier. Cut out toxic people in your life. Every time I have done this, I have felt so much better. If someone is trying to bring you down or just constantly annoying you, that it's bringing more stress than peace in your life, those people should be lifting you up. And every time I have cut someone out of my life that was toxic, I've never regretted it. So I really think having just a few people that are good in your life than having so many people, you will be so much happier. It's like quality over quantity. Slow down. Eat slower, live in the moment, do not rush through everything. I used to be so quick with everything. I'm just more of a speedy kind of person. And I've learned to just do things slower. I find if you're rushing, doesn't matter who you are, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to feel more stressed. You're going to have more anxiety. So try to slow things down and you will feel a lot happier. Tap bad thoughts out of your head. Do the tapping method every time a bad thought comes in your head. I used to think this kind of sounded cringe, and I have used this probably for like 2 years now, and I almost use it every single day because as a female, we start getting hard on ourselves and we get these bad thoughts, and I literally just tap and the thought goes away, and I just switch my mind back to a positive mindset. I can't even tell you how much this has helped me. It might sound a little cringe, but try it out and you will be so amazed that you just tap thinking of something bad and it's going to go away. And the last one is to not be too nice. Now that kind of sounds bad, but if you are too nice, people just take advantage of you. So obviously be a nice, sweet person, but don't be too nice that you're just giving yourself all over the place and you don't have a backbone to yourself. I have learned this. I think I used to be too nice and now I'm not because people will take advantage. So you just have to have a backbone, be sweet, but know when to stand your ground and don't let people take advantage of you. So that does it for my top ways of how to simplify your life. I hope at least one of these you try out or really helps you in some way. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, I hope you subscribe. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you soon in my next video.